Hello guys, welcome back. In the previous episode, we have built our own API that could help us to publish the post in the blog. Now, the question here is, can every user publish a post? No, it cannot be happening, okay? So the user may write the post, but the publishing feature should be enabled to only certain users or certain roles. Okay, so let's give an example here. So assume I had this ninth post here, so it was created by author one. Okay, his username is admin. So what if he doesn't have any permissions to publish the post on the blog? Okay, he could only write, but he cannot publish. So only person who can publish a post is someone else. Then he could write the post and give it to the you just forward it for verification stuff. Okay, so in that case we haven't done it in our code actually. So if you check our publish code, it just takes the stuff and it checks for the post id and revision id, and it keeps on publishing that. But now I have to check if the user has the exact permission or not. Okay, so if the user has the permission and the post should belongs to him, then only this post can be published outside. Okay, so for that I just manipulated a few stuff here. So it's not just manipulated, I added a thing here. So a service called publish, so which is under post. So now this service will be helpful for our API to check if the user has permission to publish the post. So before we do that, we are going to also check if the post actually belongs to the user. Okay, so this is what we're going to do in this episode. In the next episode, we'll be continuing this process so that the others can also publish the post other than the user. Okay, for this one we are going to only check for that. Okay, so once we verify this, okay, so from here we're gonna update our code. Okay, so here we're gonna say check the okay, check the permissions. Okay, so this is where we're gonna start. So before that, I just done a few things here. Okay, so if you remember from the previous episodes, we had a get claims method here. So actually here we used to have this code here. Okay, this code is just it fetches all these available services for the user based on this assigned service or roles. I'll fetch all the services to the user, and we'll be displaying. So I just putting them into a session, and so I'm doing only for once a session. Okay, so for every session it will be only done once the session get destroyed, the claims will be refreshed again. Okay, until the session is the same, the claims are being set to the same. Okay, they will not be changing. That's what I'm doing. If they're one set, they cannot be changed for that session. Okay, so to not get conflicts in the code or stuff like that, I'm just putting this condition here. Okay, so every time user requests this API, it will be sending up the sessions claims. Okay, now here before we check the permissions, we have to make sure first of all this user has something to deal with publishing, right? So as said, that's an array. Okay, so the postman you could check here. So this is an array. Okay, so data is an array, like the session we have claims is an array, which is having service id, name and parent. So we're gonna check if he has anything to deal with something, a service name dealing with publish. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, for for $I equal to 0 semicolon, or I is less than count of dollar underscore session of claims semicolon dollar I plus plus. Okay, so now for every time we're gonna check if dollar underscore session of claims of dollar I of service underscore name. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, service underscore name should be publish. Okay, so here it's different. Oops. Okay, let me log out and log in again. So log out, and if I log in here and if I click on get claims, I could see now a service called publish here. Yep, so you could see a thing called publish. Okay, so now I'm gonna check for that service is equal to publish. Okay, so if we had that, then I'll just put a dollar flag here to 1. Okay, so initially I'll create a dollar flag as 0. okay, and semicolon. So if flag is 0, we'll return this as no permissions allowed. Okay, so I'll just copy this here. It's 400 and post incorrect details, incorrect, I'll say incorrect path. I'll say no permission to perform this operation. Okay, so these are like as you like. Okay, authorization. Yeah. So here I'll say not of dollar flag. Okay, so if my flag variable is a 0, okay, so I'll just say because the flag variable becomes 1 only if it finds a service name called publish. Okay, so the next thing here is the if this one is set to 1 exactly, we should also check for if this user has anything to deal with, uh, like the post actually belongs to this user. To do that, we have to make a simple read query here. Okay, dollar result equal to dollar this of db of read simple. So we have to fetch from the table name called blog underscore post. Okay, and we are going to fetch the post underscore id. Okay, so I'm going to fetch the post underscore id. So and this should be an end. Okay, so this is an and based one because I'll just explain you how it works. Yep, here. So my intention is to fetch the post id, like not actually fetch, to check if the post id actually belongs to this author. Okay, so using and condition, if I try to do this here and here, like if I apply the post id equal to 2 and post author id equal to 1, if I try that, if it works, if it actually the author is assigned to this one, it will give me one actual record. Okay, so let's try that. So this is an array of first one indicates the post underscore id, and the next one indicates this one over here, the post underscore author underscore id. Yep. Okay, so that's one array, and the second array is about the values. Okay, the first value is dollar post id. Okay, we had that, and the next one author id, so which is in the actual session. Okay, so we are checking the person who has logged in has this one, so we could fetch that from dollar session of uid. Okay, it's my column here. Okay, so correct it, check it. Okay, so I'll just do it. I'll just get all the code from here. Okay, so that's an error based correction code. Yeah, so if I get a query error, I'll just push that forward. So there is a query error, so if I get length less than 1 indicating, so there is a problem with that, so immediately I'll, instead of doing this, instead of doing this, I'll set the dollar flag to 0, and I'll just create a break here. Okay, that's a terrible sound, like my, yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. So now let's check it. Okay, so right now I'm logged in as the person, so let's click log is logged in. Okay, so let's go. So I'm logged in as admin, so he has uid as 1. So let's change to the post here 11 to the post of 5. Okay, I could take it to like uh, admin 4. Okay, admin 5, which is uid of 4. Okay, 11th, the post id 11 has been published by author id 4. So let's make a change in that. Okay, so go to the publish post here. So I wanna edit the post 11. Okay, with the revision id 0. Okay, if I check on my post metadata here, the 11th post, okay, the 11th post hasn't been published yet. Okay, yep, the 11th post hasn't been published yet, so you could see the negative number here. So we had a content over there, so let's try, let's give it a shot. Yeah, you could see, so now you could see the message, so code post author incorrect auth, no permission to perform this operation. Okay, I just misspelled that. array. Okay, there we go. That should be fine. So this operation and the error is authorization. So if I change it to back to admin, okay, and you could still check the metadata here. The 11th post hasn't been published yet. So if I try right now, okay, so themes thing here, 11th post 0, and boom, okay, it says user not logged in. Really? So actually we need the claims in the session which haven't been found, so it's throwing error. So after login I need to include the authorized code here. That's really my bad. Okay, get claims of, yep. So when I just do that, that's gonna be fine. So let's log out, now log in. Yep, the user has logged in. So if I click on publish here, so it should say, yeah, now the post has been published. That's good. Okay, so if I click on refresh, now you could see the 11th post will be published. Okay, so that's it for this episode, guys. Okay, so we have successfully done this roles thing. So we had a role, we had a service, and we are using it perfectly for now. In the next episode we'll be seeing how someone could publish a post that has been created by someone else. So like if I create a post and submit it for the approval, and how my hierarchy person can verify it and publish it. Okay, so either he could publish or send it for the approval for the hierarchy. So it goes on like that. So someone may be creating a verification thing. So could right now -1 indicates draft, so we could also do that. Okay, so we need to do a slight changes in our database while we are going up. So that's what I'm doing, so indicate that. Okay, so that's it for this episode. So you could download the backup from the template. Okay, so thank you, bye bye, hope you guys enjoy, peace out.